Thank you very much. My name is Christophe. I'm sorry, excuse my English. You know, I used to say that American and English is like my wife. You know, I love her, I cherish her, but there is no way I can master her. So I'm sorry, I can do whatever I try, but it's okay. I'm going to try. So if you have hard time understanding me, just raise your hand. I will be happy. In essence, I'm going to show you a little bit more in action what John introduced quickly, and just to show you how it works. So basically, when you are on your mobile phone, whether it's an iPhone, BlackBerry, whatever, smartphone. So as John showed to you, you have access to your schedule very easily, provider by provider, and you can select basically whatever provider you want. And if you want to dive on one specific appointment, so you get right to a page that will give you the detail of the appointment. And on the detail of the appointment, you should have, okay. So you have detail obviously about the appointment itself, and you have a lot of other information that we bring up directly online and that you can access from absolutely anywhere. Like, if you need to contact the customer, obviously you can contact him very easily. If you want to see the pets of the customer, then you have the pet list here. And as you can see, we upload, obviously the picture of the pets. And we are working now on also uploading all the X-ray and everything, so you should be able to see right away. All medical information about the pet directly from your iPhone. And if you click, for instance, on one particular pet, so then you have the detail of the pets, like breed, race, etc. And you have the history of the vaccination, the reminder that are brought right there. Okay. You have also the history of the prescriptions that are available, and obviously, all appointments related to this particular animal. Okay, so which means that you really have all information available on your iPhone or on mobile phone from anywhere. Okay, that's, we believe, quite important because it's very, very convenient to do. As John mentioned, you can browse your schedule in many different ways. By list of appointment, by day, by week, which gives you a very quick vision of your schedule or any provider schedule there. By month, so you can see very easily what appointments, what day are busy or not busy. But also we provide directly from your mobile some services that are very easy to use. Like you can monitor your review, for instance. Review, it's very important because it's really a way to keep track of your patient satisfaction and what patients saying about your practice. So you can actually check and monitor that directly from your mobile. You can check the review of your customer there. You can also have access to a number of reports and graphs that actually allows you to check a lot of things like production reports, satisfaction report, and online scheduling report. A lot of reports that allows you to really see what's going on the. That is what we call emergency closing. So it's typically a feature that you can use on a day like today, when for any reason, you have to shut down your practice because, it's whatever. The weather is bad, or there's a storm coming, or anything like that. You can, in a couple of clicks, directly from your mobile, you can actually call what we call an emergency closing, which means that you can say, for weather condition, for instance, we are going to be closed, let's say today and tomorrow, and you can then contact automatically all your customers, okay, by email, by text message, and by phone, to actually let them know that your practice is actually closed, for instance. Okay, and so immediately the system can trigger a lot of communication that you can send out automatically. And the nice thing is that you can do it directly from your mobile. You don't have to be in the office, because your mobile always has power, and we always have power, and we always have your database. So we know exactly how to contact your customers, even though your practice is buried under the snow, the water, or whatever. And so we can do it. And we do, along with this, what we call emergency closing, we do a lot of, other smart things around that. That is typically, we shut down the online scheduling for the day that you have, where your practice is going to be closed. We stop the reminders, etc. So which is pretty important. So that's one of the very important features we believe. So on the online scheduling, to come back there, as John mentioned, we have a little sign here which is kind of very important, because this plus sign allows you to basically create what we call a new appointment directly from your mobile. So I mean, all the reasons for the appointment are pre-set up with you, so we know, I mean, what are you scheduling more often. So it's able to, I mean, select a reason here. You can also from your mobile easily, I mean, select a customer. Once a customer is selected, you can select the pets, and you can enter some notes about the appointment there. And basically you can book the appointment right from your phone. Once you book the appointment, and that's a very important part, once you book the appointment, we actually vehicle the new appointment directly into ClienTrax. So you don't even have to call the office, it's done automatically. Okay. And it pops up on ClienTrax as a new appointment, and we signal the front desk that there is a new appointment for that. So it's very, very, very simple to use. So let me show you how it works now for the customers. So for the customer, it's exactly the same. They can schedule appointments a new way, which is completely online here. So if I have a new client, for instance, of your practice, I give some very, very little information that's about me, about my dog, for instance. I mean, I have a golden, so that's the only pet I know. Okay. Oh, excuse me. And there we go. And now we get to the heart of the system. That is, as John introduced, the customer never sees your schedule, okay? The customer selects a reason for coming to your practice. And that's the important part, because behind the reason, we plug the rule to search for opening in your schedule, okay? So we reproduce exactly what you will be doing, I mean, over the phone, to provide some open times to your customers. And we also provide what we call, I mean, some patient education that allows them to very quickly see and select the proper reason for coming to your practice. So, for instance, if I select a time for an annual vaccination, only the available time for that particular reason to the customer, okay? And the same story, by selecting the reason, the system knows immediately when this is possible and how long it takes. So we know it's going to take 30 minutes, and so the customer can select the proper time that is available in your practice to actually process and to do this particular appointment. And here we go. And then the magic takes place, because basically what's going on then is that we search for actual opening in your schedule, proper times that match the reason, the provider, the schedule, the opening, the day, the hours, etc. So we know that these times are actually available in your practice management software when the customer schedules the appointment. Okay? So just that saves a lot of interaction and could be done anytime during the day, during the weekend, after hours, etc. Okay? So I would say it's very hard to sell this product, because it's basically I mean, there is a real ROI for the practice, which is you save some time, obviously, on the phone, and people can do something else. But I think the real value is for the client, because the client loves to use an online scheduling system rather than to call. Because to call you, you have to be here, okay, you have to be open, and you have to be available. Okay, that's three conditions that are rare, okay? Where online, it's always on. Always, I mean, except during a demo, of course, but but I mean, it's always on and always up. So you can basically propose that, and it's very easy to select another date, etc., etc. And we really pride to integrate behind the rules. I mean, any fancy rules that you can imagine. Like, I mean, Dr. John is playing golf on Thursday evening, so there's no way he can take an appointment after that time, or whatever, we are closed for surgery on Tuesday, or I mean, anything is you just plug it and we just code it and integrate it with you. It's a small process of interaction with your office manager or the person in your office who knows how to schedule an appointment, and then we can really reproduce exactly what you are doing over the phone, and in a very simple way, and it's very, very efficient. Another aspect is that once you have set up the time, if you are a new customer, you can also indicate how did you find, how the customer find your practice online, and we maintain basically some statistics on where are your new customer coming from. So we know if it's coming from Google, from Bing, or other things like that. Now, if I am an existing customer of your practice, the picture is a little bit different, and because I have the same capability to schedule an appointment, but I can do much more, because since we know the customer, now the customer has access to a lot of information online that we bring to you on your mobile, but you can decide what you want your customer to see. So the customer can see everything, or they can see very little. It's your choice, okay? And you decide what the customer can do and don't do online. But the nice thing is that if I am an existing customer, I can see right away, when is my upcoming reminder? I can check what are my next appointments with your practice. I can very easily, if I find there is something wrong here, I can very easily change my information, so I can enter different information, and if I submit the information, we send back the information to the office right away, and so you are notified, and you can put back the information into your practice management software, okay? And for instance, if I want to see the prescription for one particular pet, I can click on one of my cats. It's not me, I don't like cat personally, it's okay. And you have all the information about this particular pet right there. Upcoming appointments, the upcoming reminders, the prescription that has been prescribed for this particular cat. And also from the website, if I need print some certificate, health certificates, vaccine certificates, etc., that I can print directly from the website. So it's a feature that existing customer of your practice can do, okay, but it's your choice to decide if you want to turn it on or turn it off. It's really your decision. And all these certificates, for instance, are built ready to your standard. So this is just an example, but we can have literally whatever certificates you want with whatever background and whatever images and setup. So it's very flexible to actually set all this information through that. And obviously, you can book an appointment, for this particular pet, and as we mentioned, all the rest of the system of online booking becomes available directly for also existing customer. I think the important thing is that if you are an existing customer or if you are a new customer, you can completely customize what services are available. Okay, so services available to new customer are not necessarily the same than services available to existing customers. Does it make sense so far? Now, if we dive just a little bit on the administrative console, just to show you how it works in a nutshell. You have also access to, and now this is the practice view. This is what I see as the practice, okay, as someone who is actually using the system from your practice. And I can very quickly, let me show you that. Obviously, as on the mobile, I can check the schedule of any provider very easily. I can check the reviews. Basically, I can manage, all the reviews and get to the detail of every review and monitor and flag, not flag, publish, invite, etc. Okay. We also have what we call a referral system that allows you for specialist practice to invite general practitioner to schedule online with your practice. So instead of calling, they can also use their own system to schedule online with your practice. So it's very, very convenient and very simple to do that. You obviously have access to your client database, from anywhere, and you can do whatever you want there. But I think the most important part is we have that here, is that you can set up and you can put in motion what we call patient communication. And patient communication is really something really very important, because since we host a copy or a backup of your database, we can then process a lot of automatic communication to your client. And this is actually pretty vast. So let me show you how it works in a nutshell. So for instance, we have seen appointment reminders. So appointment reminders, it's very simple. You define, and we help you define actually an email if you want to remind by email, but it could be by text message, phone. This email can include whatever information about the pets, pet picture, appointment time, pet name, etc. And the whole structure of the email, it's completely under your. So it's really something that we set up with you for your practice, okay? And it's not no ClienTrax or AppointMaster anywhere. It's just a communication between you and your customer. So when the customer receives the communication, customer has always the possibility to actually reply to any communication, whether it's an email, whether it's a text message, or whether it's a phone call. It's always two ways. So we keep track of the customer reply, and we actually count how many confirmations you had for that particular day for all the appointment. So this is triggered completely automatically. We have exactly the same, for welcome, for instance, when we detect automatically new customer in your database, okay? So every day we know how many new customers you have created, and we can send them automatically an email, a welcome email, that can include whatever information you want. It could be very generic, or it could be very specific, and all this new information, story are set up for you. This can include links, some information about your practice, your team, your office hours, etc. The important thing is that it's done automatically, because you set it up and then it runs and runs and runs, and you don't have to care about it. It's done completely automatically on the background. So that's true also for what we call new appointment confirmation, which means that when you just created an appointment for someone on your book, okay, we send what we call a confirmation. That is, we confirm you that we have created this appointment for you today on our books. And so the customer can also download the appointment on their Outlook calendar with just one click. So it's very simple for them not to forget that they have an appointment with you. And same story is done automatically. Reactivation also, we can trigger automatic communication to contact automatically customers that you haven't seen for a while. 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, and you decide, okay. And this is processed also automatically. We can do that. Every communication also have some very easy features for the customer to refer your practice to another friend of them, so they can really very easily spread the good word about your practice there. And obviously we have birthday, we have call-out notification, for instance. So call-out notification, it's a little bit like the practice, it's not like an emergency closing. It's if one of your provider for any reason cannot make it one day, you can specifically send some communication to actually inform the scheduled customer that this particular provider is going to be out, and this is done also automatically. Okay, there is much more to show, because we have also a lot of additional services that you can plug in, but I think in essence that's the important message for this morning, where mobile access are now available, okay? Online is available from the mobile and for the customers, plus automatic patient communication triggered directly from your website to the customers. We have a lot of specificity that you can implement. For instance, you can create specific appointment types, whether reminder or recall system or whatever, which means that you can create a model that is specific to the appointment type or to the day of the week or to the provider or whatever. So it's very, very specific. Yes, you can. Absolutely. Okay.
We have a dedicated customer service person that is your primary contact if you have questions about these kinds of things once you're in the software. So whether you want to launch a marketing campaign or something that is specific to a pet species, so you can get in touch with us and we'll help you do that quickly. so you are not left to your own on all of these things.
Yes, we have birthday, absolutely. Yeah, we have birthday for pets. The one thing I have to say that right now the birthday are not type specific. So we send the same birthday to everybody, which is happy birthday.
However, for the equine, it's all January 1st, as you may know. All horses advance in age on January 1st.
They can be provider specific. They can be follow-up appointment with Dr. Baker or with Dr. Smith, etc. And for each of these specific reasons, then we search only on Dr. Smith's schedule or on Dr. Johnson's schedule. Or if you have a reason that you know that Dr. A and Dr. B can do, you can say for that reason, I mean, we search on both schedule, okay? And so it's yeah, absolutely, yeah, you can. Very good question too. We create, I mean, what we do to be very simple is that we provide an ID, okay, which is their customer ID on your system as the default password to start with. But as soon as they log with this ID, we invite them to create their own password, so they can actually create whatever password fits their culture, and yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We have technically two types of uploads, because we read the data, okay, from your practice management system to our servers. There is one what we call heavy upload, okay, that takes place once a day, and we basically upload pretty much everything. I mean, customer, pet, etc., etc. But there are some constant, what we call delta upload, that just checks the difference in your schedule all day long. So every time there is a new appointment, we bring it up. If there is 10 new appointments, we bring all the 10th appointment, and it's literally real time. I mean, give me a minute, okay? Between 1 minute and 2 minutes, and it's up there. There is really two ways of working with the client online booking. You can work with what I call the ideal way, which is the client books and it goes right in the schedule. Okay. If you don't want to do that, we have what we call a notification system. So you basically shut off the real-time sync. Okay. And what happens is that although we read always real time, so openings are still correct, when the patient schedules an appointment, we notify your practice that there's a new appointment request. So it's not a booking, that becomes a request. And what we do is that we install on your front desk computer a little notifier. So it's a Windows software that basically checks your server all the time online. And when there is a new request, it pops up like a little window and say, you have a new request from Christophe, from John, from whatever. And you can directly reply to the request from the front desk computer. And you put the appointment yourself then, into your practice management software.